Guess what just arrived at my door? Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name's Anna and I bought more books. Obviously this is a lot of books, but I have been collecting them over the past 3 months, I think. A lot of these books are thrifted. I also live near a book outlet store, so anytime I'm near that, I can't help myself having a browse and going home with a couple $5 books. I recently hit 2,000 subscribers on YouTube, so I decided to treat myself and buy some new releases. Also, this package I had ordered before my last haul in June, I think, and obviously arrived after I did that haul. And then this one is a really exciting pre-order of a book that released today, and I want to open it right now. It's literally why I wanted to film this video today. Basically, all the books I've been collecting for the past 3 months, I have kept in a box, ready for this haul. I don't know why I like to do this. I think I just like to prioritize reading the books I already own, and also it kind of feels like I'm getting the books twice because I buy it, forget about it, and then get to show them all in a video, and it's a lot of fun. But maybe I might start doing monthly hauls, just showing books I've bought throughout the month. There would obviously be smaller hauls but more often. Let me know if you would rather that. I don't know, but I think I might be on a book buying ban after this. Please like and subscribe. Now let's get into the haul. I think I'm gonna start with all the books I've bought from the book outlet type store. I have 13 books from there, but I've bought them over maybe 4 or 5 different times I've been there. Also, if you have read any of the books in this video, please let me know down below what you think of them. Would love to know which ones I should read first. So all the smaller paperbacks are $5 there and the larger ones are $7. So great prices. The first book I have here is The Reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson. I had just finished reading As Good as Dead, and then I saw this, so I picked it up. I haven't really heard much about this one from Holly Jackson, but I've heard a lot about, I think it's called 5 Survive, so I really want to read that one as well. But I really like Holly Jackson's writing, so I'm intrigued to see. I assume this is another young adult mystery thriller. Yep, sounds like it. Ooh. So if anyone's read this one, let me know what it's like, and I'll show the blurb of every book. So if anyone wants to pause it and read it, they can. Next book I have here is I Am Not Jessica Chen by Anne Liang. Anne Liang is an Australian YA author. I think she only does YA. I recently read If You Could See the Sun by her, so I was really excited to see one of her books at this shop. She has a few books that I really want to read, but I've only got her newest release, I think it is, on my TBR cart. If You Could See the Sun was a YA, I think it was magical realism, young adult romance. It was also an academic rivals romance type thing, I think, if I remember correctly. Oh, okay. So her cousin is Jessica Chen. I guess the protagonist in this book is Jenna Chen. When Jenna makes a desperate wish to become her cousin, the last thing she expects is for it to come true, literally. Okay, fun. We have another magical realism, YA, academic. Is there romance? Oh, yep. Seems like a bit of romance. Love it. Anyways, shout out Anne Liang. Okay, next I have Death's End, which is, I believe, the 3rd book in the 3 Body Problem trilogy. I don't know a lot about this book. I have the 3 Body Problem. I don't have the 2nd book, The Dark Forest, but when I saw this for $5, I thought I should snap it up. It is really big though. That's kind of crazy. Oh my gosh, it's 700 pages. Wait, is this the 3rd book? I hope so. And maybe it's not a trilogy. I don't know, that's a lot of books. We'll need to look into it more. I've only really heard about the 3 Body Problem. I'm a little bit scared to read it, but also I've heard it's really good. It is sci-fi. I haven't read sci-fi in years, other than like dystopian, I guess. I am starting Red Rising next month though, so we're dabbling into sci-fi. Okay, next we have 2 books from Cassandra Clare. We have City of Fallen Angels from The Mortal Instruments and Clockwork Angel from The Infernal Devices. These were the last 2 books I needed to complete both of these series, so I was really excited to see these at the $5 bookshop. Very excited to finally have the full sets of both of them. I think I bought most of my copies of each of the series from the $5 bookshop and the book grocer, so I got this entire series for really good prices. Also, I have now started Shadow and Bone. No, what's it called? Also, I've now started City of Bones, or I guess The Mortal Instruments. I'm now up to the 2nd book, and these are YA. I don't know if it changes in the next series, but City of Bones is a YA fantasy. I feel like everyone knows the series already. Next book I found for $5 was Wicked, the movie cover. After I watched the movie last year, I was really wanting to read the book and spoil the ending for myself. I've never seen the stage production. I'm very behind on the whole Wicked train, but I absolutely loved the movie so much, and I really wanted to read the book. And then I sort of heard it's very different to the movie or the show, so I wasn't sure but then I saw it for $5. Maybe I'll read it, or it will just be pretty on my shelf. Let me know if you've read it. I think my mum tried reading it and she wasn't loving it, so that's what put me off, but we have very different tastes in books, so who knows. Next, I have two of the larger books from that shop, so these were $7 each. The first one I have is Butter. I've read like a little blurb about this a while ago and it sounds really interesting. It's inspired by a real case. I think I knew this, but I just forgot. Butter is a vivid, unsettling exploration of misogyny, obsession, romance, and the transgressive pleasures of food in Japan. From what I remember, it's about a chef who killed some businessmen? Yeah, who she is said to have seduced with her delicious home cooking, and she refuses to speak to the press until who I assume is our main protagonist, Rika, writes her a letter asking for her recipe for beef stew, and the killer can't resist writing back. Has anyone read this? Please let me know. Is it too weird? Is it palatable? And the next $7 book is another Cassandra Clare. We have Chain of Gold, The Last Hours Book 1. I believe this is the first book in a series after the last book in the Mortal Instruments series. Hopefully I have that right. It's in that same Shadowhunters world. I believe this one's also a historical fantasy like the Infernal Devices series. Could be wrong though, but it definitely is giving that vibe. And I love this cover, even though it doesn't really match my other ones. Now we have the last 5 books I've bought from the $5 bookshop, and these ones I only bought last week, I think. First, I have Memoirs of a Teenage Amnesiac by Gabrielle Zevin. I have read The Storied Life of A.J. Fikry and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. Loved both of these. So this, I believe, is one of her earlier books. I also have another one of her earlier books on my TBR cart. Can't remember what it's called right now, but this one was first printed 2007, so I'm very intrigued to see what this one's like, how her writing has changed. When Naomi wakes up in an ambulance, she has no memory of how she got there or of anything that has happened in the last 3.5 years. Oh, here's the other one I have. Elsewhere, that's on my TBR card. Sounds like a John Green book. Actually sounds pretty good. I'm intrigued. I feel like the writing's gonna be so different than her newer works, but still excited to see what they're like. Okay, next book I have is called Who's That Girl by Vara McFarlane. Still haven't read anything by her, but somehow I'm just collecting more and more of her books. It sounds like it's a cute rom-com, kind of a long one. Oh my gosh, almost, it's 500 pages. This one was published in 2016. Has anyone read this one? I was super intrigued because I've never seen this book before. And my next book, the cover is almost the exact same, I swear. This is Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reid. I almost bought this so many times from the op shop before, but there was a little bit too much book mold or book foxing on the edges, but I really wanted to pick this up. There's a quote from Taylor Jenkins Reid on the back, both wildly funny and breathtakingly wise. This was longlisted for the 2020 Booker Prize, and honestly, the cover looks really cute. I know there's a toddler in it. I have a toddler, so it must be for me. Whoa, look at this cover. There's like 2 covers in there. Oh, this was her debut novel. It sounds very interesting and sounds like it will have some important messages in there. Okay, next book we have All's Well by Mona Awad. She is the author of Bunny, which I have on my TBR card, but I saw this one. I love the cover. I think the cover's really cool, and I think her writing is quite dark but also funny. I don't know if this is the same. Yeah. All's Well is the story of a woman at her breaking point and a formidable, piercingly funny indictment of our collective refusal to witness and believe female pain. That's right. I read the blurb when I was in the shop and I felt a connection to the character. And then the last book I picked up for $5 is The One. I picked this up because I decided not to unhaul these other 2 books I have from the selection series, which I was gonna unhaul in my unhaul video. I actually saw The Elite another time I was there, but I didn't pick them up that day because I thought I was gonna unhaul them. Then I didn't unhaul it, so I was like, you know what, I need to pick this one up. So I missed out on The Elite, and then I still need The Elite and the selection. I really enjoy young adult, really nostalgic stories, and so I do really want to read this series at some point. And I like that they're quite small books, so they'll be good palette cleansers maybe, and they look really cute. I believe these are, is it dystopian or like fantasy? Oh, I don't want to read the blurbs because that's gonna spoil the whole series for me. But I believe the selection, I don't know if it's dystopian or if it's fantasy. Are all dystopians fantasy? No, because no, Maybe. I don't know. I really got to look into the definitions of genres. Anyways, so a few months ago I went on a mini vacation to a nearby city. I made a vlog of my trip, but I went to heaps of bookshops while I was there and bought a few books, so I'm gonna show those. First I picked up this mini Fourth Wing journal. It's so cute and I love the detail on it, and even on the pages, on the edges, that is so cute, and even on the inside too. It was almost $30 though. It's tiny, but I was on holiday and I was supporting local bookshops. When I was on my way to another bookshop, I stumbled across a op shop and I found the trade paperback of A Court of Silver Flames. I think this is sort of like the hardcover in the US, maybe? I don't know. It was originally $30 from Dimmicks, which is another bookshop I went to, and I got it for $6.50. Honestly, just really cool to have. Next was the bookshop I was actually going to, and I picked up Paladin's Grace by T. Kingfisher. I'd never seen this in a physical store before, so I was really excited. I've heard a lot about this. I think it was recommended to me based off liking One Dark Window, but honestly the cover is just so cute. I love this art style. I don't know, everything about this is reminding me honestly of like childhood. I don't know. It's so cute. Here is the blurb if anyone's curious. Very excited to read that one. Next I have some small novels. First I have The Second Chance Convenience Store. This is teeny tiny. Honestly, the cover was so cute, but the blurb got me. It sounds very interesting. I believe this is translated from Korean. I want to make a video reading translated books or maybe short books. This one looks so cute and it sounds really good. Next, I have another translated book. This one I bought at a secondhand shop. It is called Scattered All Over the Earth. I love the art style on this one as well. It's very simple. The blurb though is really interesting. I went to read the blurb. It starts with, Japan has vanished into the sea, remembered only as the land of sushi. But it actually does sound quite interesting and cute. I've never seen anyone read this before online, so let me know if you've read it. And then we have The Safe Keep. This book was on a stand recommended by one of the bookkeepers. So I read the blurb, it sounded really interesting, picked it up. I also love the cover. It was also shortlisted for the Booker Prize 2024. Here is the blurb for anyone that wants to read it. And it was the Women's Prize winner Fiction 2025, so. Next I have this special edition of The Ministry of Time. It's also signed. This is the Dimmicks special edition. I haven't read this book yet, but I really want to. It also has a really cute pink bookmark in there. This edition is stunning. I have heard great things about this book, so I'm very excited. Here is the blurb on the inside. Anyone that wants to read. Okay, next I have 3 books I bought at QBD. First, we have Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. I actually ended up giving this to my partner for Father's Day. I think I'm gonna listen to it on audio because I've heard the audio is really, really good. And as well as that, for Father's Day, I gave him Stephen King, The Long Walk. I ordered this one off Amazon because I literally couldn't find this anywhere. But he really loves movies and he wanted to watch The Long Walk movie. But he likes to read books before watching movies, so he wanted this. I got it for him. He absolutely loved the book. Didn't love the movie as much, but after he finished it, he was raving about it, so I tried to start reading it, and I fell asleep a few chapters in and then had the worst nightmare ever, so I put this one back. It's a dystopian. Yeah. It's Stephen King. And then Project Hail Mary is a sci-fi. I've heard it's funny. Didn't know that. I thought it was a sad one, but I've heard it's funny. So here are these blurbs if you want to read either of them. Next I have Remarkably Bright Creatures. Have heard a lot of great things about this book too. The premise sounds really, really interesting. Now with a new exclusive short story. Huh. It is about a cleaner at an aquarium whose son went missing 30 years ago, and she befriends an octopus at the aquarium who helps her figure out what happened to her son, I believe. Honestly giving Detective Pikachu vibes. I don't know. But it sounds really funny. It sounds really good. I'm intrigued. Another book I bought at QBD is Weapon by Lynette Noni. I read Whisper by Lynette Noni in a reading vlog, this one, and I really loved it. I bought this one at an op shop, probably for like $1 or something. So I was hunting at every single op shop I went to for Weapon, could never find it. Then I found it at QBD and bought it. And then guess what I find the next time I go to an op shop? Weapon for $1.50. Every time. Anyways, I'll show you the blurb of Whisper. so I don't spoil the first book for you. But Lynette Noni is also an Australian author. She wrote the Prison Healer trilogy, and Whisper and Weapon are young adult dystopian fantasy. But I'm so excited to read this one. I'm so glad I'm finally doing this haul so I can get this on my TBR card and I can finally read it. I really can't wait. Hopefully I haven't forgotten everything from the first book. Okay, I'm literally struggling to keep my eyelids open. It is taking me way too long to haul these videos. I'm gonna show one more book and then I'm gonna sleep and finish this tomorrow. Okay, it's now time to open the package that made me want to film this video today. It's a brick. Does anyone know what it is? I always get so anxious opening packages. Like an excited anxious. Okay. Hoping it's the right edition. Hoping it's not damaged. As you can probably tell, I haven't really been buying off Amazon, but honestly it's because I haven't really been trying to buy books. Most of these were just, you know, spur of the moment book shopping. But this one is a pre-order and I decided to get it on Amazon just for convenience. It's currently school holidays where I live and I don't want to go anywhere near a shopping center during the school holidays. Anyways. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited! Oh, but opening Amazon packages is so fun! Oh my gosh. I don't even want to peek. Okay. Oh my gosh. It's so heavy, by the way. This is crazy. Oh my gosh, why is it so massive? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Wait, I really don't want to damage it. Oh my gosh. It's a little damaged. It's a little bent. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wow. So cool. Okay. Why is it so floppy? Oh my gosh, wait, look at that. That is crazy. Oh my. How many pages? 1028 pages. What the heck? What the heck? Oh my gosh. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. That cover is so stunning. I can't imagine what the small paperback of this is gonna look like. Wow. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to read this one. If anyone doesn't know, I feel like I don't need to explain the background behind this book. I feel like most people know, but this was a fanfic, but it's been completely reworked into an original dark fantasy, traditionally published novel, a massive one at that. I never actually read the fanfic. It was on my TBR, but then obviously Alchemized was announced, so I finally get to read it through Alchemized, and I'm scared. I'm scared. I think it's gonna break me. I mean, physically, it's definitely gonna break my hand. So pretty. I can't stop staring at it. Like, that is just so stunning. Once a promising alchemist, Helena Marino is now a prisoner of war and of her own mind. Her resistance friends and allies have been brutally murdered, her abilities suppressed, and the world she knew destroyed. Very excited about this one, and here's the blurb for anyone that wants to read it. Very sad that she was slightly bent. This is why we don't love Amazon. I was so tired last night trying to film this whole haul, so we're gonna finish the haul now. Also, I completely forgot I have another package to open, so I'm gonna open this one now. This is my last package. Wait, how do I even open this? This I actually had ordered before my last haul, it just didn't arrive yet. Okay, I know what this is. It's from Booktopia. We have The Crossing and Into the Wilderness. They are book 1 and 2 of the Blood of the Lamb series, or trilogy I guess it is. We got this one in my last haul, but I guess they still hadn't printed these ones yet. These ones feel very different to this one. I feel like this one might have already been printed and then maybe these ones were printed by Booktopia. I don't really know how it works, but when I went to buy them, I think it said something about them being printed to order, so these books were literally printed just for me, which I think is really cool. This is a New Zealand author. I read this series when I was younger. A few months back, I couldn't stop thinking about it and I couldn't remember what it was called, and I finally found it online. So we have The Crossing, Into the Wilderness, and Resurrection. It's, I would say, like a thrilling dystopian, I believe, is it YA, young adult? This quote here says, like 1984 for teenagers, direct, passionate, and powerful. I really want to do a reread of this series. I don't know if it's gonna hold up to this day or if it was just something I loved as a teenager. I remember it being quite dark and intense, but I don't know what it would be like today. Here is the blurb of the first book if you're curious. Please let me know if anyone else has read this. I don't know if it was printed outside of New Zealand. Ah, that's so exciting. How cute. Dang, I wish I had more parcels to open because that was fun. I love opening parcels. Anyways, I also have a stack of 5 books here. I just wanted to update you guys. If you watched my second mystery box video, these are the books I ended up keeping. If you want to see more about all these books and those mystery boxes, go watch that one. I still can't believe how big this book is. Honestly, I need to start reading this yesterday, but I think I should wait till I get back from holiday. Unless I can get it on my Kobo or Kindle, but I feel like it's going to be really satisfying reading it physically because it'll be really cool to see how far through I am the book. Whereas I feel like if I read it on Kindle, I'm just going to be reading for like a month and feel like it's never going to end. I also forgot I have some bookshelf trinkets that I've bought recently. I got these little book decorations. I think they're supposed to be like bookends or just decorations for your shelf from the reject shop. But I bought these because I plan to paint over them with my favorite books. I feel like that'll be a really fun little DIY to do, and so I bought 3 of these. They're like $6 each. I don't know which books I should do. Some of my favorite books painted and sitting on my bookshelf like this would be really cute. Or even as bookends. I also have this strawberry vase to put on one of my bookshelves. I really want to get a fake plant because I can't keep a real plant alive to put inside it so it actually looks like a strawberry. Would look cute somewhere on my bookshelf. And that was from Kmart. Also from Kmart, I have just this little strawberry, I think it's a photo holder, but I've seen people put like, what are they called? Like acrylic discs with like TBR or other sort of bookish related signs in these, and I thought, I love strawberries, I can get one for my shelf, or I could just put a photo in it and put it on my shelf. But very cute. Shout out Kmart. And lastly, for the trinkets, I have these little, they're actually chopstick holders, little cherry blossom chopstick holders, but I kind of just want to put them on my bookshelf, like on top of a book, just like on top of a stack of books. I don't know, I just thought they would look cute. Or just on the front of my bookshelf, honestly, just thought they were really cute and thought I could put them somewhere on my bookshelves. And recently my mother-in-law sent over a parcel of toys for my son, and in the parcel she got me some reading socks. They're very, very cute. They were literally called reading socks, and she told me to show them in my next book haul, so here they are. They're very cute and cozy and fuzzy. I love them, so thank you very much for that. Okay, I think now I'm gonna go through all the books I've got while thrifting or op shopping over the past few months. Honestly, I haven't found that many recently. I feel like when I first started book thrifting or op shopping for books, I found so many good books, and now maybe I just haven't been hunting down books as much or going to as many, but I just haven't been finding that many books. Anyways, first we have The Dutch House by Anne Patchett. I have read Tom Lake by Anne Patchett and loved it, so I thought I might like The Dutch House as well. I also love this cover and the spine. The spine's really pretty. Anyways, that was $2. This book has someone's name in it. Okay, I just read the blurb, and honestly, I still don't know what this book's about. There's the blurb if you want to read it, and there's a quote, I think, on the back. Still confused. Not sure what this is about, but I had heard of this one before seeing it, so I thought I would pick it up, seeing as I did like Tom Lake. Next, I have 2 books from Karen Slaughter. I have False Witness and The Good Daughter. I think I picked these up right after filming my thriller reading vlog, and I was just in the thriller mood. I haven't read anything by Karen Slaughter, but I've heard her books are really, really good. I don't know if they're more thriller or mystery. Here are the blurbs. They both sound really good, so maybe I'll have to make another thriller video reading these ones. Excited. Let me know if anyone's read any Karen Slaughter. Are there any other books from her I should pick up? Okay, now this was kind of exciting to me, even though I already own this book. This is The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, but I believe this is the US edition. I thought that was crazy to find at an Australian op shop. I have my copy here, which looks very different. This is actually on my TBR for October, but I have a feeling that this book is going to be something my best friend would enjoy, so I grabbed this copy so I can give her a copy. I don't know which one I want to keep, but how cute. I always find it so interesting looking at the differences between American and like the UK Australian covers, and the height and size difference is interesting. The paper feels different, the font is different, like it's just interesting to me. And the covers, US covers, they almost have like this shine to them. I don't know, it's just very interesting to me. For $2, I was like, I need to pick this up because why not? But don't worry, I will be sharing one with my best friend. I'll see which cover she likes more. Okay, next I have, oh, I was so excited to find these at the op shop. And the crazy thing is, I found these at 2 different op shops. I have A Darker Shade of Magic and A Gathering of Shadows. I feel like there's one missing. I feel like this is a trilogy, so I don't know, is this book 1 and 2? I know this is the first one, A Darker Shade of Magic. I don't know if this is 2 or 3. I love V.E. Schwab's writing. I've only read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, but I found one of these really soon after reading that at an op shop, and I was like, oh my gosh, who gave this up? Who gave this to an op shop? That's crazy. And then maybe a week later, I found another book in the series. So that's so exciting. I got these probably for $1 each, I want to say. This one was $1, but crazy finds. And they're also both pretty much in perfect condition. This one may be a little more worn, but they don't look like they've been read. How good. Love an op shop. Actually, looking at these books, because I've kept them in a box for months, looking at them now is making me want to go op shopping again. This is a fantasy trilogy, I believe, by V. Schwab. I have no idea what it's about. I just know I love her writing. Oh, actually I do. I'm reading the blurb and I do know what this is about. I have heard of this premise, this plot. There's like different dimensions of London. Yeah, grey London, red London, white London. Oh, this sounds so good. And then there's magicians who travel between the universes. This sounds crazy. This sounds really good. I'm excited to read this one. Also though, I really want to read Vicious and Vengeful, so I might read those before this, maybe. I don't own them yet, so maybe actually I'll read this one first. I don't know. I think the same day as I found A Dark Shade of Magic, I found Delirium, which I have heard of, have never read. I think it's a... Oh, okay. This, I believe, is a dystopian, and I believe this came out quite a few years ago. 2011. I feel like I remember seeing this in the library a lot when I was younger. Honestly, what's a bet I've already read it? I just don't remember. This is definitely a book I would have read as a tween. Here is the blurb. I don't know if that's very easy to read. Please let me know if you've read that one. I'm very intrigued to see people's thoughts. And then the last thrifted book I have is The Guest List by Lucy Foley. I bought this in my Reading Thriller Books vlog. Maybe I have to make another one of those so I can read this one. I've heard many great things about Lucy Foley and The Guest List. Okay, now I think I'm gonna do the books I've bought on sale recently. I think all of these books were half price or 25% off. Big W had, I think, half price off a bunch of books recently, and I picked up Intermezzo by Sally Rooney, which is crazy because I feel like I rated normal people really low, but at the same time I really enjoy reading the complexity of her characters. I think now knowing going into one of her books that there's probably not going to be a resolution or main plot other than the characters, potentially I can enjoy the book more. I'm not sure, but I really wanted to pick this one up before reading Normal People. It was sort of just off my radar after I didn't enjoy Normal People as much as I had hoped, but when I saw it on sale I thought, you know what, I'm gonna give it a go. I love this cover. I love the colors. I love chess. Chess is super interesting to me. My brain doesn't comprehend with it, but I find the people who can understand and play chess at a high level very fascinating, so I am very curious about this one. Excited to see what I think. Here is actually the blurb, I just realized. Okay, next book that I picked up from the Big W sale was The Sunlit Man by Brandon Sanderson. This is part of the Cosmere universe. I haven't seen anything about this book. My gosh, that is so many books. He has so many books. That's crazy. Honestly, his entire catalog is on my TBR, starting with Mistborn. I really want to read Mistborn. Should I start there? Does anyone know? I have bought a lot of his books on my Kobo just because they are quite thick. I struggle with holding really thick books, so I thought reading them on my Kobo would be a lot better, especially since you can sort of go back and search things up. I wonder if I could read this one first as it's a standalone. Maybe it will let me dip my toes in. I also really want to read Tress and the Emerald Sea. I have heard that one's really good. It's another standalone in the Cosmere universe. Okay, next book, I actually told myself I wasn't going to buy any more books in this series until I had started it. However, it was on sale for $7. So I felt compelled to pick it up. Since I have all the other books in the series, at least I'm gonna have to maybe really force myself to love the series if I don't. But I feel like I might. I don't know, I'm getting back into my romance era, I think. I don't know, I don't think I've read a romance this month at all, but it was half price. I have the rest of the series. If I don't love the first book, at least I'll be able to donate the whole series together. This one doesn't seem as thick as... Oh! There's art in here, that's so cute. Oh, I didn't know this. Look at the art. Cute. yeah, once again, it's Liz Tomford. It's maybe the 5th book in the Windy City series, and I believe they're sports romances. I'm not sure if they all are. Here is the blurb, if anyone's interested. Okay, now I have a few books that are actually duplicates of other books I already own, but for good reason. These are different. First, I have Legendary by Stephanie Garber. I do not own this edition of this book, and this is my favorite book from the Caraval series. And this book is going out of print. This edition, I'm not sure if they've changed publisher or what the deal is, but here are the copies I own of the Caraval series. We have Caraval, Legendary, which is actually, I think, yeah, the 5th anniversary edition. I found this at a small bookstore when I was on holiday. And then I have Finale. And so I never felt the need to pick this edition up to match the set because I had the 5th anniversary edition. But since it was going out of print, I just felt like I should get it. I felt like I might regret it if I missed out on having the matching set. Call me crazy if you want, but I'm happy I have the matching set now, and I can maybe display Legendary on my bookshelf somewhere because it's very pretty. Oh, and this one was also on sale. That's another reason I felt compelled to get it. It was going out of print and it was on sale. Now, if that one made you mad, just skip ahead a little bit because my next book, it was also on sale, but I picked up Abby Jimenez, Part of Your World, which I already own. I own the American edition because when this book started getting very popular online, there were no copies of it in any shops in Australia, at least where I live. I was looking absolutely everywhere, could not find it. We had Yours Truly, but we didn't have Part of Your World, so I ordered this on Amazon from the US. And then, of course, they started printing it in Australia, and it was honestly kind of frustrating that my books didn't match, so now they do. And look how pretty. Like, is that not just so appeasing to the eyes? I had to. And it was, I mean, maybe $7. I had to. They look so good. They look so good. I'm happy. You can be mad at me, but I'm happy. It makes me happy. And so I'm probably gonna donate this US copy unless any of my friends need it. Okay, now once again, it's a duplicate, but it was on sale. My copy is hardcover. I suffer from very bad hand cramps when reading heavy books. Honestly, just when reading books in general, but heavy books make it happen a lot faster, a lot more painful. So I thought, while this is on sale, I might as well pick up the paperback. If I don't love the book, I'll donate this copy, or I might just donate this copy after I've read it anyways, and I'll keep my special edition. And also this edition, I really love the colors too, but this is The Ministry of Time, another book. Where is it? It's this book, literally just down here. Oh, I also forgot to mention this with my thrifted books. This is a book I got recently from a little library. I was recording a video taking my books to some little libraries and seeing what I would find. This is the only book I found that I was interested in. I'm gonna continue doing that video once I get back from holiday. However, we have Love and Virtue. I thought I would shorten this video since that video is not gonna be for a while. I see this book and this author a lot. I'm not sure, is she Australian? Yes. Okay, Diana Reid is an Australian author. All the Australian awards. I also love this cover. Like, this is so cool, but I've just been very intrigued by this author, her books. I see them so often, so I was excited to see this in a little library. Here is the blurb if anyone's interested. It sounds very interesting to me. Let me know if anyone's read that one. I haven't seen any reviews online of that one. Now we have some new books I've bought recently. After I hit 2,000 subs on YouTube, I sort of let myself splurge and pick out some books I really wanted. I know I have a lot of books here, but I haven't specifically been like browsing at the bookshop. Most of these have been from sales or the book outlet shop or from op shopping. Unfortunately, I did this when I was with my toddler, so I didn't really get to, you know, read the blurbs and really properly, you know, browse. You know how you do at a bookshop when you don't have anyone with you and you just get to look at the books and read all the blurbs and have a proper browse. So I was sort of just like, I'm gonna grab this, I'm gonna grab this, I'm gonna treat myself. There is one book in here we will talk about that I really should have read the blurb first, but anyways. First we have Calabasas, I think that's how you pronounce it, by R.F. Kuang. I am very, very excited to read this. I'm currently reading Babel, which I've been listening to the audio most of the time, and it's pronounced Babel on the audio, which I've always pronounced Babel as Babel, but I've only ever seen the book as Babel. I think I've just mostly seen American creators talk about it, but now in my head it is Babel. Babel, Babel, whatever. Calabasas. Calabasas? I'm very, very, very excited to read this book. I've been hearing amazing things about it, and I love R.F. Kuang, but I am a little scared. Hopefully anyone who's read it so far has loved it. The premise sounds so interesting. Here's the blurb if anyone hasn't read it yet. Very excited for that one. Okay, let's get this cat out of the bag. I bought the Night Court edition of A Court of Thorns and Roses. I feel like a lot of people are not picking this up because, well, it's pretty lame for a special edition, but when I saw this in store, honestly, the cover is just, it's really nice. But I didn't pick up the whole series, I just picked up one book because they're literally all the same. They look exactly the same. I thought one is enough. I don't love the edges. It's also, oh my god, so stiff. Why? But it does look very pretty and I thought it would be nice to display, but obviously I'm not gonna pick up that whole series. All the same book. And now my last duplicates, I guess. I have One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns. Now these are my original copies of this duology. Can anyone see the difference? The new ones are foiled. I was so disappointed when I first got these books that the edges weren't foiled because everyone, at least I think American editions, all had beautiful foiled edges on it, but these were just printed, no foiling. And I saw these in the shop when I was, you know, having a little splurge, and I thought, well, I did love this series, and I also really want my best friend to read this series, and she really wants to read it, and I thought it would be a cute idea to give her my annotated copy. Well, at least Two Twisted Crowns has all my tabs so she can see what quotes I tabbed, and she also thought that was a really cute idea. So I'm gonna give her my copies. Unfortunately, they're not foiled like these ones, but she doesn't mind. Does it annoy anyone else when they release a book you've already bought but change up the cover a little bit or make it slightly better? Because I get really bad FOMO. You can call me silly if you want. It's okay. I'll accept it. But that duology is one of my favorite reads this year, so I'm excited to share it with my best friend. Anyways, the next book I'm so confused about, to be honest. I still don't even really know if this is a book I want to read, but I have All Fours by Miranda July, I think. When I saw this in the shop, I got so excited. I knew this book was on my TBR. I couldn't really remember what it was about because normally I just remember covers of books. If I see someone recommend a book and it sounds like something I would want to read, I'll just write down the title on my wish list or add it to my Goodreads TBR. This book was in my notes app on my book wish list, and so I saw it and was like, oh my gosh, it's a book I want to read, and it has these fun sprayed edges, and it's been shortlisted for the Women's Prize Fiction 2025, and the cover is honestly stunning. Anyways, all this to say, I started reading the back, which is honestly, it's just quotes, and I see the word erotic, and I'm confused. That is not what I thought. Quite a lot of the quotes are saying it's explicit words, but so I don't know if this is a book I want to read. I don't know what review I saw of this, or if I just got it confused with another book, because the cover honestly looks quite similar to other books I really want to read, so I'm wondering if I just got it confused, or I don't know. Has anyone read this? Should I read it? I don't know. I should have known from the title. Honestly. Do I give it a go? What do you guys think? Do I give it a go? Should I donate it? I don't know. I'm kind of scared. I'm not too sure if that one's for me. Still a little confused about that one. And once again, I was with my toddler. I couldn't really stand there reading the blurb, researching the book. I just knew in my head it was on my TBR and I'd never seen it in a shop before, so I got excited. Sprayed edge. I don't know. Anyways, another book I bought because of the cover, The Vanishing Cherry Blossom Bookshop. I love this art style so much. It is so stunning. I love that it's about a bookshop. I love cherry blossoms. I love Japanese books. This is another translated book, so I might have to read this in a video with the other books I have that are translated. I love that it's short. It sounds very magical, beautiful. Here's the blurb. Once again, sucker for a beautiful cover. Okay, now we have Odyssey by Stephen Fry. Now this one I also am a little confused on. I can't remember if I saw this one being recommended or if a comment recommended it to me after reading The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller, but I saw this in the shop and was like, oh, that's something I want to read. And then my partner said, oh, that's being made into a movie. So I thought, maybe he'll read it because he likes to read books that are being made into movies. Is that true? Does anyone know? Is that true? Anyways, I thought me and my partner could read this one and get more into mythology. Oh yeah, and that's right. I remember there's pictures in there and I thought that was really cool. So let me know if you've read this one or any other mythology. Okay, now I have, this is a very popular book, I feel like. This is Big Little Lies by Leanne Moriarty, I think. She's a very famous author. I feel like everyone knows her. I feel like my mum has read a few of her books and didn't love them because they were super long-winded, but this one doesn't seem as long as some of her other books. I also know that this was made into a TV series and there are some amazing actresses on that, so I really want to watch that. I think it's just been renewed for a new season after like years of not being renewed. I do want to get into Liane Moriarty's writing, and this book just sounded the most interesting to me, at least. Please, if you've read any of her books, let me know like what's the vibe, what's the genre, because I really don't know. They just sound interesting. Okay, that was all the books I have bought in the past few months. 55 books. I'm not going to be doing another massive haul for a while. Probably just going to do smaller monthly book hauls, but thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed looking at all these books with me. Please let me know your thoughts and opinions on any of these books below. I really appreciate everyone watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye!